All right, this is Patrick Bet David with Valuetainment. We're just going to go over what they bring up here because I think it's some pretty good thoughts.
5% financing. What is the only way a market crash doesn't take place?
They pump more money and they lower rates again.
Okay, so how much more can they lower rates?
Well,
If they lower rates, inflation goes up,
yeah,
right? If they pump more money, value dollar goes down.
right.
If they keep pumping more money, nobody's learning how to compete in the marketplace. If they don't allow some of these too big to fail companies to go out of business, they're delaying the issue for your kids to go through it. But we're gonna eventually have to go through it.
Yeah.
So my ideal situation is for us to say, let's just go through it right now.
Let's get it off.
Let's get this thing, and it's gonna be 2, 3, 4 years. Let's go through this right now. Get everybody back in America used to 8% interest rates, 7% interest rates. Make that the norm. Go back to, if you want to buy a house with 25% down. Nobody should have 90% financing, 85% financing, 95% financing.
So they bring up a lot of good stuff here. The thing I want to focus on right now is the inflation versus deflation argument, right? In the marketplace, I ask a lot of people, hey, what's going to make housing go up? Hey, what's going to make the value of stocks go up? Hey, what's going to make everything go up like it's been going up, right? And he just nails it on the head. He says, hey, how are they going to keep a crash from stop happening? Well, they've got to flood the market with money like they just did, or they got to lower interest rates again. Either one is going to be really, really bad. So they are in between a rock and a hard place, right? The Fed wants a soft landing. We all want to just have a great party. But I think something bad is going to happen, right? And where you're at, you gotta ask yourself, am I on the inflation camp or the deflation camp? Do I think the dollar's gonna spiral out of control and go up in value? Or do I think things are gonna start to collapse, consumers can get hit pretty hard, and deflation will occur, and the prices of assets, of houses, of stocks, of everything, cars will go down? Or could you say, hey, I am understand both camps side. I think this will happen first, and then this is gonna happen, et cetera, et cetera. Or maybe you're just in the point where you're saying, "Man, I got to get some more information." And I thank you for if you're in that last camp or any camp, really. Thanks for subscribing to this channel type thing. I just want to take a look at this and give a bird's eye view, but also arm you with some information so you can make that decision by yourself. Right. So they bring up the great topic on that, and my point with this video is this: you got to figure out which way you're going to go, right? Because that's the where you're going to put your money, right? If you think inflation is going to roar, right? Prices and stuff are going to go up, then you're going to start buying assets, homes, stocks, energy interests, all this stuff, right? If you are in the camp of deflation, you're going to sell those guys, okay? And then you're going to hold cash, maybe put in treasury bonds or something like that. And you might not sell all, but you're going to sell most of them. But that's what you're going to get, liquid cash, because it's going to be a discount on everything if we go into a deep market crash, right? If you're just gathering information, cool, glad you're here type thing. Ask some questions, post your comments and questions at the bottom. I'd be happy to give you my thoughts on it. But I want you to know this: both sides are screaming right now. And you got both sides are screaming. They're louder than they've ever been. There's more voices than they've ever been, and one might be right or both will be right. The issue is this: once you pick which side you're on, or if you're on a side, you could say both could happen. You got to pick the timing, right? And not today or tomorrow. Think in 6, 12, and 24-month sections, okay? What do you mean by that, James? Hey, are we going to have raging inflation for the next 12 months and then something else will happen? Or are we going to have raging inflation for the next 24 to maybe 24 months, 2 to 5 years? Or in the next 6 to 12 months, are we going to have a lot of deflation? In other words, kind of a recession, or some have said the D word, depression type thing. What's going to happen, where we're going to be at type thing. So one, leave with that, and then I'll leave you where I'm at. So I actually have sold all the houses that I owned, took those, put it into energy interests, because I found those as very profitable, and number two, why I keep putting in is I see a very large shortage that we're going to have in the long term, right? And the last part is I'm making a ton of money on them, so I am happy with my energy investments. And so are my partners. But those are questions. That's where I'm at, and so I am actually starting to I've got all of my assets built in to where if we do have a huge amount of inflation, energy is one of those that is inflation protected and recession resistant, right? If inflation goes up, it's protected. If a recession happens, it's still going to give me some cash flow type thing. So I've got pretty much those done. And what I'm starting to do is I'm starting to pigeonhole cash because I don't know what's going to happen. I'm in thinking that, hey, we're going to come down from inflation. We're going to go into a recessionary environment, and then once we clean the economy up there, it's just going to fly uphill. We're going to see some of the worst inflation we've ever had, type thing. That's where I'm at. I have since, for the last 6 to 12 months, kind of pushed out my thoughts on it. I thought we'd have deflation sooner, but it just hadn't worked on my timetable, which is fine. These things happen. You just have to readjust. But I'm thinking the next 12 months, things will start to crash. It's already happening in the auto industry. I think housing will be, once unemployment goes up, housing is going to take a giant hit, type thing. And I think somewhere in the middle of that, energy might start to spike. We'll see what happens with the powers that be. But either way, I'm in a happy spot. I hope you guys are in a happy spot. Thanks for liking and subscribing, and I'll let you go with that.